G'day, this is Backseat Sessions. My name's Jake Bennett, and this song is called Just About Time.
Cannot give you the road or the will to walk it, or name the stars that reflect in the water surface. Cannot bring to mind the sage words of a friend, why looking in your eyes makes me nervous. But I can sing your songs while you sleep, ensure you drift off to peaceful dreams, be your best friend for a season or two, and aid you in your senseless schemes. La da da da, wasting our time. Least it was with good company. How could I forget it's all just about time, just about time, my friend, that I'll be leaving. Cannot arrange the clouds to scatter the sunset, or say that getting out of bed will be worth it. Time is on the move and she has nothing to prove, so it's no use just sitting around and curse it. But we can build a den in our living room and eat a handful of mushrooms and talk about how far we've come, even though we can barely move. La da da da, wasting our time. Least it was with good company. How could I forget it's all just about time, just about time, my friend, I'll be leaving. Just about time, just about time, just about time.
Yeah, there's a place just down the road called Mapleton Falls, and it has like this boardwalk kind of lookout. It's incredible, like you're almost sitting on top of a waterfall and looking out over the Obi. But you obviously can't pull a car onto it because it's like just for like people to walk. But I mean, if you wanted to break the rules, I would say there. Yeah, it's interesting. That song kind of came from a place of like an ode to old friends. I was living in Scotland at the time, and I was always going to go traveling and then move back to Australia. In a way, it was like apologizing perhaps for my impermanent friendship. Like it was like a goodbye, a farewell, and like a comforting sort of like a hug of a song to be like, you know, our time is through, but like, you know, our friendship is not, and I'll always regard you as a friend. When I left Australia as well, like I had that same feeling, and then when I left Scotland, it came up again to the point where I was like, I think I need to write a song and kind of get it out of me, whatever this feeling or sensation is. I perceived it as guilt for a long time, and then realized that if someone else is perhaps having a hard time dealing with attachment or that sort of thing, like it's not on you, and you kind of have to let go of feeling bad because someone else feels a certain way. And yeah, I think like the road to like recovery mentally is to kind of forgive yourself and not wait for other people to forgive you, as long as, you know, in reason, like, you know, be accountable for what you do. But I think it was almost, if anything, that song is like letting go of guilt. You can find me on Instagram at the moment, Greasy Baby, and I put up a lot of videos of me singing there. And yeah, I've got an album I am nearly finished recording and should come out hopefully by the end of the year. And both these songs are on it, and I've got a beautiful band with me, like violinist and a double bass player, and my partner singing along. And yeah, it's turned out really beautiful, so really excited to share those recordings. Yeah, so the next song is called The White Hills of Blackston, and it came about when I was world building. I've been writing a fantasy story for a while now, and when reading stuff like Tolkien's work, like Lord of the Rings, there's a lot of songs within that story, and I don't know if they were ever put to melody. And, you know, I was listening to the audiobook, like, and being like, oh, I kind of think the narrator's like butchering it a little bit. And it would be like so cool for me to like put music to these, you know, these songs. And so yeah, I always had the intention of, if I was ever to write a book, which I have done, was to, put songs in it that actually have the whole melody and the song structure like played out. It's a traditional song in the story, and the main antagonist is portrayed as someone who has had his heart broken to an extreme point where he, you know, does something really bad, and it's a turning point for him. Yeah, I mean the town that it's near is like north of the map, so it's really cold there, and I just kind of imagined small hillocks with like little streams running in between, like really clear water. And I had that image in my head, and then, you know, I pictured a really beautiful, long, blonde-haired woman with like a long green gown on, and with green eyes, and sort of the image became really strong in my head, but not really about a particular person. It was about a fictional character in the story. She's like, you know, this ancient being, and uses her voice like to, I guess, perform magic, and so, like, yeah, you can imagine this kind of ethereal being, and, you know, and even, like, the sight of her is heartbreaking, you know, like, because she'll never be yours. It's like, yeah.
On the white hills of Blackston, where the water runs clear, how the sun doth 3 reach that water once a year. And I brought my lucky silver and a flower too. Yeah, she brought colour to those hills as she stood there. Her eyes green as glades, hair pure as gold. She moved with a grace as something ancient old. And if I had the nerve, I'd be brave and I'd be bold. As I stood alone on the white hills of Blackston, so bitter, so cold. And it's true, she broke my heart, she cast it asunder. As I looked to the coast and heard rolling thunder, and the petals they fell from my hands and from my eyes. Hope is my folly, love is my demise. In 3 days she set sail, seas unknown, and I begged for closeness, stood still as a stone. She touched my old cheek, turned away on the white hills of Blackston, and there my love will stay. These streets, they now seem hollow, no substance to the stone. And I feel like a shadow and no master of mine. And I called out your name to a sky full of rain. You'd sail back to me and take away my pain. Many years I waited and I never understood how your love could sting more than a blade ever could. And if I could go back to the day that you fled in those white hills of Blackston, where the snow would run red.